Hello everyone and welcome to Quality Odds Games. Today we are having episode 7 of Western Roman Empire in Rome Total War Barbarian Invasion. And at the moment we are in the throes of, let's say, Gothic crisis, as the hordes are on the move here. It seems they have a bit over 2 armies, and last turn Aquincum held very nicely. So now we need to prepare for them to come to Italy. Actually, a couple of generals here wouldn't be bad. Let's hope we can get them soon. And then hopefully we can pacify Dalraida here. And then I guess we will assault Salamantica. And then let's hope that Carthage... Okay, there is actually... Oh, this is the... Yeah, the pagan family member. So I guess the rebels are attacking pretty quickly there. And let's try to take Salamantica and thus eradicate the Western Roman rebels from our area. And what kind of... Okay, we have battering ram. Since the siege is going to last 2 turns only, I think we might take 2 high casualties by using the rams, so we will forego its use. And I think the spy here could do some good, because our army should start marching southwards pretty soon. And as we have more money, I think we need to replace the fighting units in Tarraco, Carthago Nova and Cordoba with peasants. And then send the army towards Dingy. Fortunately, the enemy general isn't that experienced. And as the enemies are trying to mine down under the walls, I think we have a pretty good opportunity to have all the towers at our control. So they can make quite a dent in the enemy numbers. Provided that this siege tower gets taken down. But let's put our troops to the city center. I think the enemies will most likely come from this direction. So let's have a welcoming committee here. And I think the archers can be close by as well. And then in case the enemy decides to circle around from here, we have 2 units of Limitane waiting. And if they decide to use a shortcut here, I think these peasants should be able to slow them down well enough. And here at the back, I think 2 additional peasant units as reserve and used if the enemy circles around the Imperial Palace. And cavalry, of course, for chasing down the enemy units. And the towers are firing, at least the ramming's going down. Fortunately, the enemy is bringing some troops close to the gates, so they at least will take some damage. And I'm not certain if they are using the... I cannot remember what this is called, but at least it's used for mining a tunnel and then for collapsing a wall.
The enemy has formidable siege towers to the walls. Prepare for some hard fighting.
And I guess this unit gets completely decimated in front of the gates. So we are going to lose the gatehouse at least, and it seems we need to repair the walls also. So the nasty thing about these things are that they break the wall and then it needs to be repaired. And that costs quite a lot. And at the moment we don't have that much money that we would like to repair the walls.
The walls have fallen to the enemy. The gods have abandoned us.
And it seems they don't cease their work here, even though the gates are open.
The enemy are full of cunning. They fight like moles, not men. They have dug beneath our walls.
And let's see if some of the enemies take a route that will put them into the range of our tower still. I guess at least a couple of them will. Everything helps. But it seems we need to deal with the majority of the enemies ourselves. I think that this section here is a bit badly planned, because I think the gate should have had a couple of more towers for protection, one in here and another there. But I guess that's not up to me where the towers are placed. And the fight will start momentarily. And the enemy main force will come this way. And it seems the enemy general, or maybe two enemy generals, are also joining the fight. And they are using a shortcut. So let's bring in the Limitane here. It seems our archers are not that effective, at least for the moment. Looking a bit better. Let's send our cavalry to help. And they are breaking. Maybe we could cause some damage to the camel riders as well. And they are breaking as well, but I don't think we will push further at the moment. And it seems the enemy's financial situation is rather decent, as they can afford quite a bit of mercenaries. So let's try to break these Berber axemen. And I think that's enough casualties for them. Not to return. At least anytime soon. Then Hillmen are charging. Actually, they are also in the original Rome Total War. Not particularly good units, but maybe better than Eastern Infantry. The casualties are starting to pile up a bit by bit. I think we can withdraw one of the Limitane units here as well. And it's time to strike against the Desert Chieftain. Hopefully we can take him down. And the archers can focus on the Desert Archers. And I guess this is starting to be the make it or break it point. Let's give the Limitane a bit space to use their missiles. And then I think we can chase the enemy down at least a bit. Okay, mercenary buckalary. If we can break them, that would be quite nice because the crossbows are armor piercing. And I think it's time to get away, because the enemy general is coming. And the camel mercenaries are starting to break. Excellent news. And now our concern is the another enemy general. And I think we can bring this Limitane. Or then not. Okay.
Now he flees the field like a coward.
So the enemy shouldn't have that much left. Some desert archers, some mercenary buckalary, but I think they are beaten. some more units still, it seems. Guess they are coming this way. And the unit contains peasants. So they are the last enemy unit in the field. Kind of ironic.
Pursue them and drive them from the battlefield.
But some experience for this bodyguard, I guess. For some target practice for the archers. Okay. And still no victory. Or was it with the peasants? Okay. A heroic victory. Nice. Unfortunately, neither of the enemy generals died. So we have to deal with them again. Rome has barracks, which is excellent news. I think these Plumbatari are just some excellent units. They have several of those javelins or iron darts compared to the 2 spears that comitatenses have. And basically they have the same stats, except the darts do even somewhat better damage. So that's a huge plus in my books. Arles has completed the governor's building. We could build mines, maybe shipwright, and I guess the shipwright is the correct call here. And let's see the situation in Dalraida. Okay, at least for now. And the situation should improve for next turn. So maybe we will have the whole of British Isles in our control rather soon. Of course, we need to send the soldiers to the fronts pretty soon. And the Goths have moved out of our territory, at least for now. Maybe we should prepare a bit more. And in Ravenna and in Mediolanum as well. And here let's continue the construction of peasants so that we may move the fighting units forward. Maybe Carthago Nova will be our staging area. Even though the number of units there or available in Spain isn't that great. Of course, from Burgindala I think we should at least send that Comitatenses unit somewhere where it is needed. They are so expensive to maintain that we cannot afford to keep them idle. And I guess this general can go to check on where the enemy armies. Okay, they withdrew this far. But he can harass them. And next turn we need to do something about Carthage. Let's quickly check our settlements. So there shouldn't be any riots except in Dalraida. And Salamantica should be ours pretty soon. Let's drop the ram. And the heavy cavalry can take the front here. Light cavalry can support. And actually, as the first enemy unit out is archer unit, I think we will rush them. Another archery unit. Then some peasants. The fight at the moment is progressing pretty nicely. Maybe if we bring the archers a bit more forward, they could do some damage to the enemy units while they are moving inside the city. And let's hope there is no general in the forefront of the fight. Of course, it might be wise to withdraw a bit so the enemies can get out and engage them there. But at least for now the battle is progressing pretty well. Let's take down the next light cavalry unit here. And let's withdraw. Maybe we should just push through. Let's give these bodyguards just some time to catch their breath and then push forward. And of course the most problematic thing here is the enemy general's bodyguard. So about 80 men in total. Oh, wrong button. I think the question here is if we can bring one bodyguard to the side street there. With that we might be able to flank the enemy general, and that would be extremely beneficial for us. So you guys can come a bit more forward, and it seems we need to do the flanking right away. And maybe the archers could do some damage here as well. Okay.
Leader is dead. No honest Roman will weep, even though he was a countryman.
Looks promising. still some 40 enemy bodyguards left. But I think our bodyguards will handle the situation, as they will, and the city is ours with minimal losses. The risk there was that our generals would have fallen and then caused a rout which would have taken many of our other troops with them as well. So this area looks good. Let's train some units there, maybe a port, or then maybe not. And I think we will send the cavalry units southwards. And 2 mercenary comitatenses. Let's hope they won't attack us. Karalis is growing. Maybe a good news because a better port. They could bring us some nice amounts of money. Londinium is looking fine once again. Maybe we should try to send the Limitane to the fronts. Massilia might require some additional garrisons, and maybe it could benefit from shipwright. At least it will bring some income. And Dalraida seems to be coming around for us, which is good news, and the situation should be improving. Of course, converting Tara might be somewhat problematic. So we would have 100% difficulties here to maintain public order. And we could boost the public order by 30%. That would give us 40%. We need to send the governor away, so we would be in 20%. Not looking good. So I think we should try to improve the culture there a bit before trying to convert it. And the Goths are actually withdrawing, and in Rome we will continue training the Plumbatari, and in Ravenna and in Mediolanium some more peasants. And south here, let's see. Apparently the enemy is withdrawing, which is good news. And soon we should be ready to gather the army to attack Dingy. Okay, the Goths have come back. And it seems the enemy didn't withdraw, they have hired some new mercenaries. But every casualty we can cause with the general here will be beneficial. And the Saxons have attacked us. And it seems Cordup has survived from the plague. So let's retrain those units and send at least some of them to join with the army there. And I guess these units need to go now. or otherwise they will be left behind. And then we needed to check Carthage, so let's repair the wall and retrain the units. Some of them have taken quite a beating. I'm just wondering that maybe we should send some reinforcements to Carnuntum. So the city there should stay under our command. And in Rome let's build some archers, and in Ravenna some limitanei. And of course here we actually need a ship next turn, so that we can get our troops to the area of modern France to help against the Franks. And the garrison there is quite bad, so maybe we will send units from Vicus Alemanni a bit northwards to help. And I guess another army will leave from Samara-Riva to help with the defense. And next turn we need to check the cities. So let's see if we can cause some casualties. Maybe some. Hopefully they don't gain too much experience. And the Vandals are on the move as well. So maybe Salona will need some additional protection. And maybe an alliance with Sassanids isn't that bad a thing. And we have once again plague, this time in Mediolanium. And that's not nice, because it will be most likely attacked soon. And let's move here so we can help with the defense if the enemy decides to charge there. And let's bring in at least the cavalry to help there, and some other units as well, as close as they can go. And I think a Byreme here will be the best unit we can make. And I think we can demolish at least some of the buildings here to lower the cultural penalty. And then I think we can bring, or if the city rebels when we try to convert it, it will be more easier to recapture if the population there is behaving or cannot get decent enough weapons in their hands. So we had some difficult cities last turn which we should manage, but at the moment, okay, Colonia Agrippina, it's besieged, so we cannot do anything. Avaricum will require some additional garrisons, maybe even an arena. And then in Rome, let's train some additional troops. And I guess we will bring the cavalry from Campus Quadi to Carnuntum. And then here, let's make some additional peasants.
General, march! No more moves, sir. Sir, to the ships.
And we are ready to head to Tingi.
Ready. Yes, Captain. Aye, Captain.
And it seems these two navies cannot be combined. And next turn we will start the siege. And where are the Vandals? Oh, Salona will need some additional protection. And it seems the only protection we can give them at the moment are peasants. At least the good thing with Mediolanum is that actually the public order shouldn't go too much down. And let's see if we move the army units forward. Maybe we can leave one archery unit and maybe a limitane as well. So let's see. Oh, okay, I guess the city will cope here well enough. And then what if we take the governor from here? Maybe not that many troops. Okay. So we can soon begin to reinforce our armies here. It can hold for 4 more turns. And the enemy might attack pretty soon, but I think our reinforcements are up to the task of keeping the enemy at bay there.
Orders, move out. Moves depleted, sir. Orders, engage the enemy. Besieging settlement, sir. Settlement under siege, sir.
And the settlement here will hold for 4 turns. I guess that's long enough. And here, of course, we can demolish the stables and use the money to train some extra troops to maintain the public order. And so I guess Tarentum will need to send some aid for Salona, and then we will need some more units to keep up the order there. So the Vandals are having 4 armies. And hopefully I can command the whole defensive force. Of course, if and when we can repel this attack, we can then bring the fight to the Saxons. I don't think they are a horde nation, so destroying them shouldn't cause too many problems. And the archers here are our most valuable unit. The second most valuable is the general, and then these will perform as the best of their ability.
Your reinforcements have arrived. This is hopeful news indeed.
And it seems I cannot command the reinforcing general. And actually that's quite bad, because the AI can practically get the whole army killed in a blink of an eye. I guess that's a bug here, because I think I clicked the option that I will control the army myself. Fortunately, the enemy army isn't that big, and at least some of the enemies are stationed right in front of a tower, so we should be able to do some damage. And if they actually can get in before the reinforcing army commanded by the AI arrives, we should be in pretty good position.
Through the walls. Now we must fight all the harder in our defense.
Okay, good. At least some enemies are in.
The walls are no longer
Our
ours.
reinforcements are
The enemy
in.
has taken them.
And with some luck, actually, the reinforcing armies could hit the enemy's generals and hopefully take them down. Or maybe they will act as a circling force. I think we will keep the Limitane a bit back here until they have thrown all of their missiles. And it seems our general was a bit impatient. Fortunately, okay. And some cavalries are starting to rout. So 2 enemy warlords and 1 unit of peasants against this army. If the army can join the battle and the allied general doesn't die, it should be doable. And of course these Limitane should take care of those hunters. Unfortunately, the battle isn't going our way, and it seems our whole army will rout rather soon here. So the enemy is going to have a field day mopping them up, so it's up to us. Fortunately, these Levi spearmen are not that heavily armored, so we can do some decent damage there. And I guess the Limitane will save their spears against the enemy generals. And it's pretty much inevitable that they will get here rather soon. And it seems our archer units are also trying to get suicidal there. And fortunately this unit starts to rout with a couple of good shots. I think we will decimate them enough to keep them out of the battle. And then let's try to take down the hunters.
Your allies are no friends of Rome. They are running from the field like cowards and turncoats.
Yep. So much for those allies. And I think the real battle will begin soon. And there are some 43 plus 52 bodyguards. That's likely too many. Let's hope the spears here will fly through. Apparently not. And I guess the city here is lost. Let's try to do some damage to the enemy. And maybe actually we could try to utilize the archers to strike at the back of the enemy units. So that might actually do some good if we can get them into right position. Okay, and some enemy reinforcements incoming. And our army fought bravely, but the AI was too stupid. And the enemy was too strong. Stinging defeat. Okay. I think that's everything for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you like the content, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. That will help a great deal. You can also post comments about the gameplay or give some tips for tactics and strategy. Have a great rest of the day. Quality Old Games out.